is actually the cover of my book, which is sold out right now. So this was a book on yoga and diet. So I'm working. We had edition 1 and we had edition 2. So this is the second edition, which was revised and enlarged. So now I'm working on the third edition, where I'm trying to. I have translated the Yoga Sutras in this, but I'm trying to add purports from the Gita and Bhagavatam, so to make Yoga Sutras very relevant. So that is called as Krishna Yoga, and the essence of this is I had a different font. It doesn't show up here. So the focus is Krishna Ahara, food prasadam eaten for the satisfaction of Krishna. Actually, Srila Prabhupada used to tell his disciples, hope this meets you in good health and happy in devotional service. So health is very, very important. Because it is Bhaktivinoda Thakur who spoke about health, sadhana and service. He says good health entails, good health means he is having good sadhana. And when there is good sadhana, then there is good service attitude. If our sadhana is lax, if our sadhana is not very good, then we do not have good service attitude also. Now here health means, what is you define as good health? So there is a shloka in the Charaka Samhita, and which is very important, which says Samadosha Samagnischa Samadhatu Malakriyaha Prasanna Atmendriya Manaha Swastha Ityavidiyate. It says that Samadosha, so the body has 3 doshas, which is called Kapha, Pitta and Vata. They should be balanced. Samagnischa Agni. So there are 7 Agnis within our body. And what are those Agnis? So when the food, they are related to the 7 dhatus. So what are the 7 dhatus? I explained this yesterday. When you eat food, what does it become? Rasa, digested matter. When digested matter further digests, it becomes Rakta. Rakta means blood. When blood further digests, it becomes Mamsa. Mamsa means muscles. Muscles further digest in your body, they become fat, medas. When the medas further digests in your body, the fat, it becomes bones. And then when bones are digested in your body, they become bone marrow. So bone marrow. And when bone marrow then digests, then it becomes virya, shukra. That is semen, or it becomes ojas shakti, one of the two. So that is why this health means samadosha samagnischa. Ojas is the spiritual energy, ojas shakti, the energy going upward. If you don't, energy going downward is semen, losing energy. The materialists like to enjoy semen and enjoy going stool. They eat just, they like the energy going downward. But a yogi likes going energy upward. In the Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada says, Urdhvareta yogi, whose energy is going upward. Ojas Shakti, the energy is sublimating upwards. And the food which is the biggest Ojas Shakti, Ojas Kara, Tejas Kara means giving finer intelligence, is ghee. According to Ayurveda, the best food which gives Ojas Shakti. So this health, Samadosha Samagnischa Samadhatu. So the 7 dhatus are in balance. Because for what happens if you have too much fat when digestion? Samadhatu, it is not balanced, you are fat. So certain foods don't go beyond fat level. They don't give you good bones, good bone marrow and ojas. But the food which is recommended in Ayurveda, which we will talk during our course of discussion, it is meant to give you digestion at all these 7 levels and give you ojas shakti. So food that we eat, it should give us ojas and tejas, intelligence, memory. Right? Yesterday, day before yesterday, we were reading the 17th chapter Bhagavad Gita. In the 10th verse, what does Srila Prabhupada say? What are the 3 purposes of food? Anybody remembers? 17th. Health. Health is last. It's already there on the. To increase duration of life. Ayusham. to purify the mind and to aid bodily strength. Can you imagine that food increases your duration of life, purifies the mind? Eating food is an act of purification. You can either purify or putrefy, isn't it? So it's very important that we eat the right amount of food, right proper uh, type of food, satvika, that gives us that digestive strength. Now, these seven dhatus should be in balance. Samadhatu, malakriyaha, the waste in the body should also go out. Prasanna atma indriya manaha. Who is healthy? Prasanna atma indriya manaha. Body is at a state of ease. Body is stiff. Body is acidic. Body is very frail. Prasanna, body is at ease. Prasanna atma indriya manaha. The senses are peaceful. Senses are always agitated. Means what? You are healthy or unhealthy? Unhealthy. Senses are peaceful. Atma indriya manaha. The mind is also peaceful. That is a sign of good health. So good health just doesn't mean, you know, you are looking good. No, mentally also you are peaceful. That is good health. I like that definition. Swastha ityabhidiyate. He is called Swasth. Hmm? Now, when you talk about health in that sense, then sadhana is very important. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to sleep only for 2 hours. He had 16 kids, right? 16 children. And he had such a big responsibility. He was actually bringing up the whole Lord Chaitanya's movement. He was one man, very powerful personality. And he gave his life. Can you imagine somebody sleeping like 1.5 hours a day? What kind of a person that is? He literally gave up his body and health, but for the sadhakas, he says, not everybody can or should do that kind of austerity. Then he cannot last long. They are liberated souls. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, anything they do, they will not, deviate. So we will don't sleep one night, next day we'll forget chanting. Isn't it? We are so weak, physically, mentally. So we have to have good health, good sadhana, and then we will have good service attitude. So, as I explained, as devotees, we are not immune to diseases, isn't it? Even if you, I once in Udupi, a few years ago, I had gone to Udupi. I mean, it's my hometown anyway. In the after the during winter in America, in November, December, I saw about 8 to 10 Maharajas from ISKCON. Everybody is in Ayurvedic clinic, and every year they go there. In Udupi, everybody is sick. I was shocked. And all big Maharajas from ISKCON. And they were all there in one place. So if you have to see Maharajas very intimately, you have to go there. All are taking treatment. So that is why now everybody has also become very frail. If Maharajas can get sick, then how about us? So they also try to take utmost care and everything, but they also have to go for Ayurvedic treatment and this and that. So either, you know, we have to agree to this point that, if although we are devotees or sattvic or whatever, but if we do not really take care of our health and schedule, what do you call? If we don't systematize our practice, definitely it's not going to be an easy one. We will have roadblocks. I explained this already, the concept of health. Samadoshaha samagnischa samadhatu malakriyaha prasanna atmendriya manaha swastha ityavi diyate. So these are the seven, uh, uh, what do you call, dhatus, sapta dhatus that I spoke about. Huh? So that is rasa, tissue fluid, end of digestion, rakta, blood, mamsa, muscle tissue, medas, adipose, asti, cartilage, and Majja, red bone marrow, and Shukra, reproductive elements. So this is the seven elements. And this is like a pictorial format of how this Agni. So there is Agni which makes rasa, like plasma of the food. Then Agni converts it into Rakta, it converts it into Mamsa, then fat, Asti. So every level there is one Agni. so which is converting from one level to another. So, but it is
So
also
that was same thing as Vaishwanara. Vaishwanara has 7
yes,
types of
yes,
Agni.
yes, yes. So it's same Vaishwanara Agni, but in different levels. And also all this is getting converted. All this energy is getting converted into prana, pranic energy. Hmm? So,
So why is going back or something? Shukra, after Shukra is going back again.
no. After Shukra, it is in the region of the heart.
Oh.
It's not going back. So the feelings in your heart, spiritual feelings, will take the Shukra upward, make it ojas. But if your heart is lusty, that will take your energy downward, isn't it? So it's in the heart. Our man. I explained this yesterday, right? What is the position of the soul? The soul is in the region of the heart. Can you imagine a soap bubble? We are like that. Right now, this soap bubble represents your subtle body, mind, intelligence, ego, and the soul is within that soap bubble. So the soul is right now entrapped and is seeing, he is not able to see very clearly the soul himself. So when the soul actually is able to realize with a clear mind, because I explained this yesterday, right? There is soul and super soul within the heart. What is separating the two is your own mind, disturbed mind. But when the mind becomes calm, jitat manaha prashantasya paramatma samahita, one is able to see with a clear mind the supreme. And when you are able to see the supreme, you are able to see the self. Because Prabhupada explains, right? Outside there is sunshine. You go to the sun, you see the sun and yourself. But when you are sitting in the room, which is darkness, you don't see either the sun or yourself. So when one is able to see the supreme, he is able to see the self. So the mind within the heart, man means the mind, man means the heart also. So the feelings are generated there. So that's what it is. Huh? Okay, this is a further breakdown. This will take it in very much into detail. This is like Rasagni, Raktagni, the 7 Agnis, Medagni. Now there is raw nutrient, what it converts, right? And then what are the finished products? And also there is also a waste product of each level of digestion. For example, when the after you eat, most of the time you will see you will get cough, first level. So that is shleshma, the first level of waste. After you eat, you feel. Actually, it is said 15 minutes after eating, one should wash mouth nicely. After 15 minutes after eating, and throw out all the cough. Then your digestion speeds up. If one washes one's mouth very nicely, one's mouth is clean, the saliva is very strong. Shleshma. It is said yogi after eating. See what is if you read the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the lifestyle of a yogi, he is always keeping himself 100% clean. Means once he eats, he is meditating on his digestion, and he is seeing how the food moves. Once the kapha, this waste shleshma immediately comes, he washes his mouth, cleans his tongue. Morning, this is a very good habit. With 3 fingers, you massage your tongue. All the kapha in all these regions, they all come out. Then you feel very light, because it is said as you grow older, your eyesight also becomes weak. That is because there is agni. But when kapha increases in the eyes, your eyesight slowly becomes opaque. This eyes. So every day throwing out kapha, and even when you after 15-20 minutes after you eat, nicely washing your mouth, cleaning your tongue, and throwing out that kapha, this increases the digestion. Second, if you see Raktagni, what is the waste product? Pitta, right? So when the blood digestion is like not proper, so there is too much pitta, pitta is increased, all these things. You get jaundice, no proper blood, all these things, right? So then the third level, when this blood is converted into muscle, there is the what is the waste product? Karanamala. Karana means ears, waste wax in the ears. Akshimala in the eyes. When this digestion is not taking place properly, then you get too much of sometimes. Then Aisha Mala, Umagupamala, like that. Sweat. Then When there is conversion into fat, the waste product is sweda. That is, what do you call it? Sweating. Then, like that, there is hair, for Ashtyagni. Hair is actually a waste product. Hair, our nakha, the nails. So as your digestion is taking place, so lot of good hair. So yogi is proud in good hair. There is good digestion of this level. Huh? So, so similarly in
So that means
different.
if it is hairy, that means the digestion is good.
I mean, it's not. I mean, in one sense, but hair is a waste product. Huh? So in general, it is said the waste product comes out in the form of hair. Like, that's how it is. So basically, that's why Prabhupada wanted us to shave our heads, because hair is a waste product. Don't pride yourself in your hair. Why you do mundan? Children do mundan in the first year. You know the reason behind it, the scriptural reason. You do mundan. All of you have done for your kids. But what is the reason behind it? It is said the sins of your previous life, whatever sins are left over, they are manifest in the form of hair, the first hair of the child. So when you clear the first hair of the child, when you do the mundan, it clears him of the previous life sin, and he begins afresh, right? Sinning, which we should not do. That is why we give samskara. But that is the meaning, because even when my father died, I remember the Pandit, he especially said, now you have to shave your head before you sit for Shraddha, because hair represents sin. So Prabhupada did not like too much hair. So, but materialists, they like too much hair, isn't it? So shaving means you are, giving up. You are actually liberated. You don't keep hair. So then comes, of course, ojas and all that. So these are there is ways and all these different things. Huh? So now, I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Now let's go to which I explained yesterday, this concept. Huh? Why is food affecting at different levels? So we have 5 layers in our body. So the basic layer is the Annamaya Kosha. So Annamaya is the physical body, which is dependent on Anna. The food for that is Anna. Right? So Anna means rice, dal, sambar, right? Pizza. so if you eat pizza, you look like pizza, isn't it? I had a aunt who used to eat potatoes all the time. She looked like a potato. So, you are what you eat. That's what I understood from there. So this Annamaya Kosha, so the physical kosha, which depends on physical food. Then comes Pranamaya Kosha. Now this is very important, because this, as I showed in the PowerPoint yesterday, our Pranamaya Kosha connects the subtle body and the gross body. Right? Like the subtle body is mind, intelligence and ego, and it moves the Vayu, Prana, energy. Prabhupada says it is in the seat of the heart, right? We read yesterday from the purport. So when this Prana is moving, so this movement creates movement in the body. Correct? So this prana. So this pranic energy, this prana shakti is what is vital. And the whole practice of yoga is to increase this prana shakti and to concentrate this prana shakti. Right now, prana shakti is going everywhere. Right? We are thinking about Obama. We are thinking about Rama also. We are thinking about Obama also. We are thinking about tax. We are thinking about this. We are thinking about business, isn't it? So energy is everywhere. So when we chant also, our energy is so scattered. So our concentration in our chanting is very low. Prana concentration, if you look at what you are capable, what you are chanting, efficiency is almost 5 to 10%. That's all. Of what you can be. Means 90% of your energy is already, because throughout the day your status is like a, you do a flower pot during Diwali. It goes buzz, in all directions. So that is our energy status. We are too many. So we are like typical Kali Yuga people, where the mind is scattered in all directions. Mind has five states. Five states of the mind. They are Kentucky, Detroit, no. The five states are Kshipta. Kshipta means organized. Vikshipta, disorganized. Muda means stupid. Means when you watch a movie, actually it is Muda. You are that is stupefying you. Right? All the illusion, you think it's real. Huh? Ekagra, concentrated. And Niruddha. Niruddha means where the mind is transcendental. So we have to be either in Ekagra or Niruddha. We should get out of the other three states. So we should be in Michigan only. No. So the three states, organized is good, but it is not Ekagra. Your organized means you are thinking of too many things. So that is basically Vaishya and Shudra thinking. Kshatriya, like that. Vikshipta we do not want, disturbed. That's what Kali Yuga, generally it's Vikshipta. Mudha means you are, basically in illusion. Generally that's what life is. But Ekagra is concentrated, and that's when your energy, your prana, the five airs, we talked about the 10 airs, right? Yesterday we talked about 10 airs. So the 10 airs like pranavayu going upward, apanavayu going downward, all your downward activity. So then there is samanavayu, digesting your food. Udanavayu, in your throat region, which is, then there is Vyanavayu, which is balancing all the other airs. Then there is yawning, opening the eyes, all these other functions, yawning. So they are like different airs which functions differently. So now all these energies are scattered. The air is scattered, the pranic energy is scattered. But when the mind becomes focused, all this energy becomes focused. Or rather, when you focus the energy properly, the mind also becomes focused. So the understanding why we need to understand these koshas is that we understand very critical that when the mind is scattered, pranamaya, annamaya are definitely affected. All psychosomatic diseases, for example, I'll tell you, I was doing my master's in yoga. We got one patient, 40-year-old person. No, 45-year-old person. And he came and he said he got asthma. Asthma and bronchitis and asthma. So he wanted treatment, right? So he tried all this medical, still same thing. He has to just take that inhaler and sometimes it reduces. So first we asked him, so my professor said, you have to find out root cause. Said, when did it start? 2 years. How did it start? Uh, he said, actually, to tell you the truth, my daughter married a neighboring boy and ran away. I was in a state of shock. So when that shock, that moment, my breath was held. And that from then on, I have this chest pain and problems. So see, so a mental depression. That's what happens. People in general, they are not happy. They are depressed. So slowly, they are getting diseases like diabetes or asthma or any other thing. So basically, all this what happens, we have to understand there are two core reasons for health problems. One is improper digestion and one is improper excretion. So that is what yoga says. The agni is not proper, the digestion is not proper, then you don't have energy. Your dhatus are not there. Then the second is excretion. When the waste is in your body, if your digestion is not good, the food stays in your body for days. You are constipated. What happens? Food rots. You become breeding ground for bacteria. So improper digestion, improper. So any disease that is there is treated with improper digestion and improper excretion. That is it. So most devotees that I have seen, they suffer from these. And you might have one of these issues. One of these or maybe you are all healthy, I don't know. But generally, I've seen mostly in temples, like when I travel to many big temples in India, this could have generally had this. But basically, lack of energy is also a common. So causes improper diet, lack of proper exercise, and we think that we take this medicine and things will be okay. This is a wrong concept. Every medicine has so many side effects. So many side effects. Like my daughter had influenza, flu, and we took her to doctor sixth day. We did not take it earlier, but then she was like so dull, she wasn't responding. Then we thought, okay, let us take her. We took her to ER. The doctor was a very nice person. And that lady said, usually on the first or second day of influenza, we can give some medicine. But on the sixth day, the bacteria is already dying. So no point in giving her medicine now because that medicine has so many side effects. It's not worth. That lady is telling us. It has so many side effects. So we should be aware of the side effects. So what is the answer to these health problems? The age-old and accepted solution of Hatha Yoga, laws of Ayurveda, and a sattvic diet. Hmm? So, so in the third canto, there is the detailed discussion. Third canto, chapter 28. Kapila Dev is explaining to Devahuti the system of yoga. Hmm? Now in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also explains very clearly Yuktahara Viharasya Yukta Chestasya Karmasu Yukta Swapnava Bodhasya Yogo Bhavati Dukkha. Who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. So he who is regulated, so what is the first word there? Yukta. Hmm? Eating. Let's take an example of eating. What is yukta eating? Does anybody know?
Not overeating or not
How do you know you are?
undereating.
How do you know you are not overeating, or you are overeating? How do you find out? What is the benchmark?
So that is measurement. Fill up your belly with half of the belly.
Half
Should
of
be
the belly,
filled with,
exactly. But there is a physical indicator also. So when you eat, the first belch, good belch that you get, that is an indicator that your stomach is now ideally full, like how much it should be. It is said ideally one should eat for the satisfaction of Vaishwanara, not to the glut. In Christianity, overeating is a sin. Gluttony, overeating till the gluttony is a sin in Christianity. Forget Vaishnavism. Atyahara vinashyati. Atyahara destroys bhakti, isn't it? Hmm? So, the first belch that you get is the
What value? How do you know?
belch.
Oh, okay.
I showed you practically.
Yeah.
When you are eating, the first proper belch you get, that means this you should not feel stuffed after eating. Means the food is sitting there as it is.
But if you don't get bell,
Huh?
you don't hear that.
You should get. There's something is wrong. Because see, when you are eating there, the belch, you get the air coming out, right? As you eat, it is replacing the air. So then the air, the downward air, the air that is carrying, it sends a signal in the form of that belch, practically. So half of your stomach should be full, it is said, with solid, quarter with liquid, and quarter for air circulation. If you eat too much, then what happens? Then there is no circulation of air. Just like a pot, you should give enough space to stir that when you cook. Otherwise, you can't stir, it burns, isn't it? Staying in one place, it has to move. So similarly, there should be movement of air. The food mixes inside. Hmm? So that is proper eating. Hmm? And one should ideally, when eating, one should not talk too much. We are accustomed to it is ideal because when talking, your energy is going somewhere. It is not concentrated because when you eat, digestion begins in your saliva in the mouth. So slowly it should mix with the saliva. Proper mixing. 50% of your digestion is in your mouth. When you bite it properly, mix it with saliva and then you put it down, then the other juices digest it other places. And one should eat slowly, focused. And that's why we put class or we read Krishna book so that we are concentrating when we are eating. I saw Radhesham Prabhu from Pune. He was doing this. When he is eating, he's like, actually, it's like as though he's in deep meditation. The doctor told him to bite it like at least 30 times. I was amazed because, of course, he had a severe digestion because he is like a dedicated soul. He's just traveling, preaching, not worried about body. But then the body can only is like a rubber. After some time, it will. So ideally, one should not talk while eating. Silently meditate on that food because that food you are offering to Krishna. So if you focus on this food as eating, as yajna, to satisfy Krishna, so that is proper eating. And when should one eat? So one should eat ideally at a gap of 4 hours from one major food to another. Second, of course, depending on our hunger, so slight adjustment here there. But one should eat heavy, ideally in the afternoon, but one should not eat very late at night, heavy. Then you become fat. Big belly, pot belly, or fatness comes because of eating very late. Like 8, 9 o'clock, people have dinner at 9, 10 o'clock, all those things. So that is not a good idea. Habits of eating, sleeping. So how much should one sleep? Ideally 6 to 7 hours, not more or less. Sleeping less also, the body doesn't get enough time to rejuvenate or for the waste, for your intestines to throw out the waste. Eating too much, sleeping too much, it causes tamasic reactions. It can cause reverse. So one should balance one's sleeping. One should ideally not sleep in the day. Even if you sleep in the day, if you have slept less in the night, even if you sleep in the day, it should be short. But those who are not slept in the day, very tired, then you are allowed to sleep in the day. But usually devotees end up sleeping in the day. Those in temple devotees I have seen because they sometimes they have to sleep late because of temple programs and we have to get up early. And when you are too much stressed out or something, it's better to sleep. But ideally, one should not. If one has slept well at night, then you should not sleep in the day. Ideally.
Is, if you don't have good sleep during the week, can you make it up in the weekend or not?
I mean, you should. Because after some time, the body will crash.
Yeah.
If you don't make up for that, you should. That's why people take a vacation. Right? Many people take vacation, they go to a hotel, just sleep, get up and go back. That's their vacation because they have not slept well. I've seen people come to live in Vrindavan also. They come late at night. There are so many guests who are booked and we are like waiting, where are they? They come like at 11 o'clock at night and then they are not there for the whole morning program. Something 10 o'clock in the morning they wake up and they are just getting their bags down. They are going. We have seen many people like that also. They keep their bags in the car and then they take darshan quickly and they go. So basically they came to sleep. So what will you preach to these people? They are in a hurry. No, but these things have happened also. So then recreation. One should have proper recreation, right? So what is proper recreation? Like like Prabhupada said, one can watch Charlie Chaplin movies because they are having an element of truth. I mean, I'm just giving an example. I'm not recommending anything. So, but recreation means those things which can keep your mind healthy. For example, a little bit here and there, you
Playing
watch little bit.
sports.
Sports is not really because your mind gets into gambling and bodily concept.
No, playing, let's say.
Playing is fine.
Playing, yeah.
Like we were playing tennis.
Yeah,
Table tennis.
ping pong. Yeah.
Ping pong, but I saw that doesn't really work you. You're sitting there and just.
No, with him is hard
Huh?
to play.
Huh?
With him is hard to play because he's
Really?
too good.
Okay, we didn't play a match, so I think I was okay. Yeah. So I would say recreation is reading proper books, reading Bhagavatam. Of course, if you take it as like relaxing, then it's good. But if you think Bhagavatam is too stressful, too many things to follow, then it's of course it's serious. But recreation for devotees, like I saw Bhakti Vikas Maharaj once he said he was one disciple of his was saying he was writing books in Korean. Writing book means you have to like concentrate on every word. And after a few days he was a little stressed. And then he said, "We need a break." So break means he started just in around Puri. He started going to all temples, visiting temple, going there, sitting alone, doing some bhajan, making some nice bhajans, just with the deities. So like that, making some light bhajans, light kirtans, some light activities, all these things. So recreation and work can mitigate all material pains. So what does Krishna promise? If you regulate yourself in sleeping, waking up, eating properly, doing things properly, then all material pains can be mitigated. Right? So you don't need pain balm. So basically, what he's saying that 50% of proper food, recreation, and rest. So there should be a proper combination. Hmm? Okay, the Sanskrit doesn't appear proper, but I'll read it. If food is pure, ahara shuddha, sattva shuddhi, sattva shuddha, dhruva smritihi. So if you eat proper food, sattva shuddhi, then your mind, there is purification of mind, sattva shuddhi. Sattva shuddha, dhruva smritihi. When the mind is purified, when the nadis are pure, what happens? Your memory increases. So memory is actually a function of the subtle body. Hmm? Smriti labde sarva granthinam vipramokshaha. When your mind is pure, when your memory is very strong, all the scriptures become revealed to you. Hmm? So the purpose of food, right? Remember this once again. What is that? Increase the duration of life, right? So what foods increase the duration of life? Let's give an example. Foods which digest within 2 hours. Deepanam. The foods which are described, if Shastra can describe your purpose, Shastra describes you the food also. So proper ghee, proper milk, these are all increasing. Now, let's give an example of food which decrease the duration of life. Meat. That which doesn't digest very fast. Those foods which are very slow to digest, which are tamasic. For example, you eat pizza. In that pizza, there is like cheese which even when you eat from outside commercial, that kind of pizza, which is ready-made pizza, that cheese is very very bad. At least the cheese which is available raw, which is again proper. Did not recommend that, but that which is already made into a pizza. Basically, the flour that they use is white flour. White flour is very dangerous. It is just sugar. All the food that you eat converts into sugars and salts. And most foods that are used today are just sugar, sugar, sugar. And white flour is a big source of sugar. And when you are sugar and cocaine has found to be the same effect on illusioning the mind. So basically, the food that they are eating is making people actually stupid. Too much chocolates, too much sugars. It's like cocaine heroin addiction. And that keeps them alive in this world. That's why they. All-purpose flour, yeah. So that is very harmful. So that is why one should use either whole wheat. In India, they used to go to the chakki, freshly make atta and bring. And now it's like you don't know what's in what. So this whole wheat all-purpose flour, it is very, very unhealthy. It just converts into sugar. That's it. There's no energy. So purify the mind. Purify the mind depends on especially those foods which are cooked purely, grown purely. First of all, milk, ghee, these are all mind purifiers. Then those which are cooked purely, when you cook, you should cook it for the satisfaction of the Lord. And the food also has physical energy and mental energy. Deepana. this and also called the Ojas Shakti. Green vegetables, they have Ojas Shakti. Green gram, moong dal, they all have, and of course, ghee and milk and all these things, and aid bodily strength. So bodily strength here means sattvic bodily strength. And the bodily strength can be built up in sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic ways also. Built up in a passionate way, that bodily strength, then you are using it for passionate purposes. So then they eat soya, all these things. They say it's protein, energy, this and that. But what is the result of that kind of energy? You want to enjoy that energy. Sattvic energy means you want to use that energy in the service of Krishna. Hmm? So one should eat healthy food, properly cooked and properly offered to Krishna. Hmm? So one must look at food.
Did you mention the soy?
Soy. Soy is not offered to Krishna.
We don't offer to Krishna.
Soya, it cannot be offered to Krishna. Soya is, I don't know, they eat in vegan food and this and that. There was a deity worship seminar, and the deity worship minister from Mayapur had come to New Vrindavan, and I asked this question to him specifically, what about soya? He said, soya cannot be offered to the deities.
Is there any reason to ask me?
Soya is mentioned in the scripture also. It is not Vedic food, first of all. And it is like, soya is basically meant to fatten the animals. Basically, soya is grown to fatten animals for killing. What is left over from that production is used for human consumption. Because it is so much in production, they want to sell it. And they sell it as protein and this and that. But it's actually animal protein. It's meant to fatten the animals.
So it means we should not even use tofu.
Yeah. It's actually, what do you call it? In Hindi we call it bakron ka khana. Bakron ke liye banta hai.
What, tofu?
It's come from soya only, right?
Yeah, tofu from soy.
soya.
This is not
Yeah,
sadhu.
Soya chunks also.
We eat soya, right?
It cannot be offered to the Lord. So
They say it's healthy, they usually mix it with flour.
that health is animal health actually. I said you can build up strength in a tamasic way also.
So,
Yeah.
Even the soya sacks that we get from Indian groceries. So that
It's the same thing.
we should avoid.
I mean,
They're
that's
better
what I'm
than
trying to say.
I
What you cannot offer to Krishna, how will you eat? Of course, many devotees take it and everything. Huh?
What are the alternatives?
Paneer.
Protein. Okay, if you are talking about protein, green gram and moong dal.
Paneer है ना अच्छा.
It-
सोया कौन खाना?
That green gram and moong dal, they give you all the protein you need.
Which one?
Green gram and moong dal, same thing.
Paneer is okay. Paneer is okay.
Paneer is no. Prabhupada said.
Oh,
Well, listen.
What is the new Paneer is not.
I'll tell you. This is not my words, but I heard from Radha Govind Maharaj. Radha Govind Maharaj said, प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा था कि जब आप दूध में नमक डालते हो तो that becomes poisonous. That mixture is poisonous, right? Paneer can be used to make sandesh, sweet. Paneer sweets. When you with the paneer, then when you make sabji and everything, then you add salt. He said that becomes poisonous. Prabhupada used paneer as a weapon to attract meat eaters. Paneer makhani, paneer this, paneer that. Prabhupada said it will attract the meat eaters. They need a strong vegetarian alternative. But once you come beyond that first level of bhakta bliss, where you eat lots of paneer, lots of prasad, then one has to come to sattvic level. That's when you give up paneer. You give up one level to go to the higher level.
now can we offer paneer to Krishna?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can offer for paneer makhani.
See, the thing is, paneer also, okay, we are not saying don't use it, but once in a while.
No, we do a temple actually. We make paneer.
Yeah.
Paneer is our thing.
The problem in New Vrindavan, what we see, we have so much milk. Every day they make paneer.
Oh, but they will make once more.
So once you make once in every day, then you become actually, your mind becomes dull because it is such a heavy food. Paneer is very heavy for digestion.
Oh, really?
Remember,
Paneer is heavy.
very heavy. Soya, paneer, these are all very heavy. So what happens is when you eat foods which are heavy for digestion, your mind becomes dull. Because all that your body is doing is digesting. Your prana is concentrated towards digesting your food. Where will it intelligence be sharp? So if you want to be intelligent, I need not say the rest.
Oh, so Menda is also not good.
Maida.
Menda. You know, naan is bad, right? Naan.
Yeah, any white stuff.
Anyways,
Any white stuff.
any white is bad.
Any Menda.
Yeah, but I mean, no. Maida is always
Bread, it's all bread.
Any refined white is bad.
yeah.
So basically,
So Prabhuji, it looks like, I mean, maybe we can start with something what is good and maybe
yeah, we'll talk about it. So, okay, here is what is good. Okay, have a look. Sprouts, right? It's a little bit of work, but making sprouts. Among rice, red rice. Red rice, organic red rice is very, very good. Oh, Whole Foods mein milta hai.
Whole food.
Yeah, that's what we get. I get at least. And then there are some recipes which are in my book Krishna Yoga.
rice point was the second best probably.
Which are black rice, white rice. You get that.
Brown rice.
Don't take polished rice. You can
But
take
brown
organic.
rice.
Brown rice is actually not sattvic in energy.
Basmati
Brown rice is good.
Uh,
Basmati, which is organic, good one. Okay. But
yes,
polished rice, polished white rice, which is generally available, that is not generally good. Huh?
usually
Jasmine rice is not good.
Check if it is polished or not.
Usually they say like a rice is for like
Anything
raw,
white
I
is
don't eat
polished.
rice at all.
Organic.
I don't eat
No, red
rice
rice
at all.
is good.
Rice. I don't eat rice at all.
I'm recommending red rice is good.
Is rice is like a lot of cholesterol, right?
No. Rice, the thing is, it is one of these sweet foods. It's a little sugary, but red rice is very healthy. My wife makes this red rice. It takes a little more time to cook, but very healthy. It's like eating. It's like a meal. Quinoa is very good. Quinoa is very good. So okay, we found some alternatives.
for rice.
Yeah. Then whole wheat.
But rice,
Quinoa is good because you can't eat much.
but rice is better than
See, I'll tell you. When you eat proper foods, you will limit yourself. You know, like green vegetables, this and that. When you eat things like pizza, this, that, you won't limit yourself. Lasagna,
Yeah, that's a good point.
because they are like craving. They are not for health. They are for your cravings, which never end. Like Krishna tells me, burns like fire and never ends. So proper food when you eat, rice,
All tasty
sambar.
food is unhealthy,
Yeah.
and all healthy food is not tasty.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that it's not tasty, but it doesn't make you wild. Doesn't make you wild.
What do we do with the whole wheat?
Whole wheat, like a recipe. Actually, today, every second Sunday, we have a program in Pittsburgh. Jitendra Prabhu, he does it. He makes that, and I actually had this dish in mind. It's very nice. You soak the whole night. You soak the whole wheat, and morning you steam it, and then you chance it with little spicy, little bit with ghee and little spicy. It has an amazing juicy. It like melts in your mouth. Yeah, just like you make upma, you make it.
Wow.
It's very tasty.
So what to do like
Overnight soak करके रखना है. Morning you steam it, and then you just chance it with a little salt, with a little ghee, and say you can add a little ginger and a little coconut, like that. Just mix it. That's it. Very tasty.
Wheat you're talking about?
Whole wheat. Whole wheat.
Means gehu.
Gehu,
Oh,
yeah.
this one.
Whole wheat. Yeah.
So
Where do you get it?
Yeah. Whole wheat.
Do we get it?
Whole wheat. You can get anywhere. Yeah, yeah. Halim wheat or something. If they say full whole wheat. You get that? Broken wheat you make dalia. Remember, broken wheat you make dalia and everything.
So can we get notes like what we should eat? What is something like that? Do you know?
I have, yeah.
We have
chart. Yeah, I have to email you.
Yeah.
So, Prabhu, brown rice, why it is not sattvic?
Brown rice, the thing is, there are categories, right? Brown rice is expression.
It doesn't
See,
taste
each
good anyway.
each food has a certain energy. Sattvic, rasic. Brown rice is supposed to have like little tamasic energy. The devotee asked Prabhupada when you were in the, he said brown rice is it's meant for bakra. It's not meant. Once in a while you can eat it. It's okay. It's not bad. But the thing is, red rice is the best.
How about white rice? Prabhu?
White rice, polished rice, no, there's no energy basically.
Yeah.
So basically, that's why at home we use either red or black rice.
Black rice?
There's a white rice, black rice also.
Yeah, I bought one packet from Costco. It's been there for 1 year.
You should use it.
It doesn't look like rice.
Thing is, red rice, red rice we get from Amazon also you get red rice, organic red rice. That's rice is Okay, these are some of the sprouts you can use from green gram. You can make sprouts of chana. With chana, you can make sprouts of peas. You can make sprouts out of there is alfalfa sprouts.
Brown that also. Brown moong.
Yeah,
Moong is the best.
yeah.
So sprouts are healthy.
Sprouts are very healthy. So sprouts you can put some senda namak, little bit, and you can have it. I used to make this during my yoga. I was pranayama practice. This sprout we used to fry little bit in ghee, little bit. So it's in ghee with senda namak. Awesome taste. And even khichdi, the real khichdi is today, like today it was almost close to the real khichdi. Only rice and moong dal. Only rice and moong dal. Maybe one vegetable you can add if you want. Little ginger. That's it. That's it. Ginger and salt. Salt also very less. That's original khichdi. That is very healthy. So it depends on how you cook also. So 80% of chronic diseases can be cured by eating the right kinds of foods. So diet, because ahara is medicine if taken rightly. So we can eat quinoa, red rice, then this bulgur wheat, it's also very good. Then you get whole wheat, broken wheat, dalia. White flour you should avoid. Whole wheat chapati flour is okay. Ready-made pizza, just where you can put it in a microwave and eat it. Try to reduce use of microwave at home. It's very bad. It is in rats when they put all the food was given which was made in microwave. Rats developed dead pigments. Food actually it kills your pigmentation in the long run. You will get boils on the body. It's very bad. It kills the nutrition in the food. So now food also has three components: spiritual, subtle, and physical. So spiritual is the consciousness and purpose. Of course, we know when once one lady invited some people for dinner. She was also a devotee, but two people next day morning they said, last night we dreamed of somebody murdering somebody. So those devotees called her and said, there's something wrong with the food we ate yesterday. They both felt it was good. Then she inquired and she found that the person who was cooking, she hadn't did that. When she did a background check, she found he had just come out from jail and he had murdered somebody. So when you cook, look at the consciousness goes into the food. So your thoughts go into your food. You should always hear about Krishna while cooking. So subtle. So the subtle content is the sattvic, rajasic and tamasic guna, energy. And the physical is the rasa and the prana. So the foods which are freshly cooked and eaten, so they have lot of rasa and prana. When we talk about oil, when you cook in oil, you kill the prana in the food. Because oils don't have life. Ghee has life. So that pranic energy, that prana is killed. I will share this presentation if anybody wants. I'll email it.
I like it.
So by cooking something in proper fire to the proper extent with proper spicing, it gives us the proper or the right energy. So it's very important to cook uh, on the right amount of fire. You want to cook very fast, so you keep it very high. The energy in that food goes away. You should cook lightly, you know, to a proper extent. You should never overcook. Sometimes khichdi is overboiled, it kills it, or it is underboiled. So one should have it at the right amount of spicing and boiling. Over undercooked, too many spices. People add garam masala with 101 spices. It kills the food. Too many vegetables. Khichdi should have like one vegetable, ideally. Or when you make even sabji, one or two vegetables are fine, max. But when you add too many vegetables, that's it. Each vegetable has a certain rasa, taste, and it has acidic and alkaline properties. When too many vegetables mix, it mixes. It doesn't mix well.
Vegetables also have any particular things where we need to cook only these vegetables.
Eggplant is good too.
Eggplant here it is mostly GMO. Eggplant in itself is good. Like milk in general is very good. But what is the milk we get today? So that's why at least the alternative is organic milk. Ahimsa milk is the best, but at least organic milk. But avoid this regular milk that we get 2%. There's nothing. It is good for coffee. That's all.
And too many spices means what is right? Which are the right ones?
See the 4 good spices that you can use for good health. Ginger, because it gives you very good digestion. There is one tea which I can recommend. You can have daily. Ginger and cinnamon. Fresh ginger and cinnamon stick. You make boil and you drink that. It is the best digestive.
Ginger and cinnamon.
Cinnamon. You don't need to add sugar. Sugar kills your body. So when you take ginger and cinnamon, it has slightly sweetness. And when you drink that tea, because your blood is many times thick because of cold weather, sleep and everything. When you drink ginger water, your blood flow increases. It makes your blood thin. When you drink that and you walk, it makes you very
So ginger and cinnamon stick boil it.
yeah, boil. So then it increases your blood flow. So it's very, very
So that's
important.
the tea, ginger and
The
cinnamon.
parliament just have ginger and cinnamon stick and
Boil it.
Yeah.
Water.
So this is considered very, very healthy.
And then what else is it good? Ginger, cinnamon, from the spices point of view.
So ginger, then cumin. What do you call jeera?
Jeera.
Turmeric,
Haldi.
right? And then
Salt.
coriander, little bit here and there. That's it. Apart from that, you don't need too many other things. Tej patta, those, you don't need too many others. Cloves are good, little bit. Dhania, that's coriander. Yeah. That's it. Don't add too many things there. And garam masala, that mix is not good. That ready-made what you get. Energy is already dead. Make your own.
So we don't have sugar in the sabji. Or?
Sugar is not good for it, and especially if white sugar, it is refined with the bones of the cow. Cow bones are burnt, right? And that charcoal is used to refine sugar. So white sugar is all, actually it is non-veg. White sugar. That's why you should use, if you use sugar, it should be evaporated brown cane sugar.
Or organic sugar is okay. No?
Organic sugar. But here it's all charcoal. In India also, this white sugar is very dangerous.
There is bones. I don't know.
Yeah, cow bones are burned, and that charcoal is used to refine the sugar to make it white, and it becomes so much. So actually, many places devotees started avoiding white sugar. When I heard that, I stopped white sugar completely.
Many chemicals to
Oh,
add it to it.
Either they use
white
charcoal,
sugar. We use white sugar.
Raw sugar.
raw.
So you can substitute for jaggery.
Jaggery is good, but jaggery also that you should get the dark jaggery. Just to make it light and nice looking, they put the chemicals. So food adulteration is there. So too many spices, too many vegetables kills the energy in the food. Huh? So one should be very careful. If you add the right amount of salt and little spice, little turmeric, the vegetable gives out its taste. So by the way, Ayurveda has 6 tastes which determine the energy in the food. It is said they are Swadu, Amla, Lavana, Tikta, Ushana, Kashaya. Swadu means sweet. It is said sweet means when you cook something naturally without adding too many spices, it's slightly sweet. Have you seen vegetables? In a little bit you cook, it is slightly sweet. Yeah? Slightly sweet. And the Brahmins add a little bit of jaggery. In Brahmin food, they add a little bit of jaggery in everything, even in dal, they put a little bit. Because that sweet taste gives the highest energy. But not too sweet. Sweet means here very subtly sweet. Not like the kheer sweet we are talking about. Sweet means that sweet. Swadu. Lavana. Next is salty food. The next energy giving is salty food. Means which is not having too much mirchi and all this. Only salt, little bit you add. So next energy giving. This is lower. We are going lower. So sweet is the highest. Lavana. Means instead of giving the sweetness of that vegetable, you have increased the level of salt. So it's become a little salty. So the energy level goes down. Swadu, second is amla. I'm sorry. Amla means it is the khata. Hmm? So third is lavan. So lavan is even lower. Hmm? Salty. The fourth is tikta. Tikta means thoda sa spicy. Ushana, very spicy, very hot. And kashaya. Kashaya means in India when you get cold, you make like very hot, spicy thing to drink to kill that cold. Kashaya. That makes you weak, tougher weak, isn't it? So one should eat food which is slightly sweeter in nature. Hmm? So everything in the Brahmin food they eat a little bit of jaggery, little bit of but one should not add white powdered sugar. That is not good. White sugar is not. Little bit jaggery is fine. But vegetable itself has its own energy. Okay. Now the prana I spoke to you. So the right amount of food, right amount of exercise keeps the prana in the body balanced. But when prana is not balanced, what happens is the body you get aches and pains in the body. Prana is directed wrongly. Prana is not balanced. When air is not balanced, one gets constipation, headaches. Prabhupada said, derangement of the mind is vata, is air related problems. So that is why pranayama, mantra chanting, all these, balancing of energy. So it's very important to balance the prana. Tejas. Tejas is effulgence, aura, strength. You can see somebody's mind is disturbed. You can feel the air around him. You can see he's disturbed, isn't it? So that Tejas Shakti. So that comes with the proper lifestyle. If one is you can feel somebody is. So I went to interview one Udupi Mat Swami, and when I went to interview, when I was sitting next to him, I was feeling so peaceful because he is very focused. They takes times bath a day. They meditate so much. They chant so nicely, and when you sit next to him, you feel so peaceful automatically. So this energy is very very important. Ojas, yeah. So ojas means the higher energy that we get by following this kind of lifestyle. Long life, purification of mind, ojas shakti. So Bhagavad Gita, of course, divides food into sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. So sattvic ahar, that food which digests quickly keeps you healthy and light. That food takes long time to digest, can cause indigestion, burn your stomach lining, so tamasic ahara means that which is difficult to digest, can cause disease, gives a false illusion of strength. For example, alcohol, right? It gives you a false illusion of strength. When he drinks alcohol, he thinks he's the king of the world, right? And then what happens? He does all illusionary activities. So Prabhupada says, food in the mode of passion which is bitter, too salty or too hot or overly mixed with red pepper cause misery by reducing the mucus in the stomach. This is in 17th chapter, 10th sloka purport. This is not in some Ayurveda book. This is in Bhagavad Gita. Huh? So, leading to disease. Foods in the mode of ignorance or darkness are essentially those that are not fresh. Any food cooked more than 3 hours before it is eaten, except prasadam, is considered to be in mode of darkness. Because they are decomposing, such foods give bad odor, which often attracts people in that mode, but repulses those in the mode of goodness.
Oh, यहाँ पे lunch में तो so overnight food ही मिलता है.
हाँ, तो उसमें प्राणिक एनर्जी बहुत लो रहता है.
हाँ.
इसी की वजह से हमारे चैंटिंग का
Impact होता है.
बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट actually because our energy levels are low.
Yeah.
The foods we are eating are not having high pranic
Right.
energy. So the pranic energy is when you cook it fresh. It's an endeavor. So that is why sprouts, all these things are very beneficial. So these sprouts and these things can be made very easily. Or even when you eat such foods, when you make it hot, you add ghee. Freshly heated ghee, you heat it and add with the food. It's very beneficial. And also another foods to increase your strength. Soaked almonds. Overnight you soak almonds, eat in the morning. Soaked figs. Soaked almonds, figs, dates. These are all very good.
You soak the dates also.
You can soak the dates also, or you can eat it like that also. But they are very good. Dry fruits, these are all increase your strength. So these you can add for strength. So,
Almonds, walnuts, everything, right?
yeah?
Almonds, walnuts, dates, figs.
So Prabhupada explains here. Wheat. Here rice means red rice according to Ayurveda. Okay. Pulses. Now green beans, green vegetables are fine. Moong dal is fine. Now peas, fresh peas are good, but most of the peas that you get are frozen.
Yeah.
Those are not. I have seen that any frozen peas that you eat, your stomach bloats. Fresh peas. In India, you open it, right, and you eat fresh. That is good. But here mutton is so heavy. Paneer is so heavy, and they make mutton paneer. It is very heavy. So in general, so it's better to have fresh peas, which is difficult. So it's better to make fresh vegetable, shark, all these things, green vegetables, and this parvat. This is very good. You get Indian store only. Honey, butter, and all milk preparations, vegetables, flours, grains, food. So foodstuffs can be offered in any shape, but prepared in various ways by the intelligence of the devotee. That's very important. You should use it with intelligence. You cannot just cook anything, right? Like making cake, very nice, but it's all white flour, and it's all that whipped cream or so much sugar. Cake is the worst food you can eat. Actually, it's totally unhealthy. Once in a while, okay, just a little bit of peace, but in general, it's very unhealthy. White flour in itself is unhealthy. So ingredients are same as the above. Remember, Srila Prabhupada asked his disciples to only cook in ghee. That is what is acceptable to Krishna. It is our Acharya who is saying this. Bake them, powder them, or whatever, combine it. The idea must come from this group of foodstuffs. Satvikaha. Milk, ghee, yogurt, butter, whole wheat, red rice, barley. Oh yeah, barley is very good. Barley soup. And when you eat, to increase your digestion, you can add dry ginger powder to that food. Dry ginger powder is very good. Honey.
So what do you mean with the dry ginger? How do you make it?
Dry ginger powder is available.
You
Ah,
get
it's
it
okay.
from store.
It's available. When you eat, you just sprinkle a little bit of dry ginger powder, and it helps you in digestion. Rajasic ahar is same food what you cook. You add too much salt, too much chili, make it pungent. Potato in general, tomato.
Tomato is Rajasic?
Tomato is Raj. Because it's basically taste. What has it got?
It's acidic.
Oh,
It has no energy, right? It is just for taste. That's it.
It's acidic. It's acidic.
So similarly, tamasic ahar, meat, onion, garlic. Soya, it is beyond tamasic. It's super tamasic. Soya is it's actually meant for animals. That's all. It's not meant for human consumption.
Corn.
Huh?
Corn.
Corn is actually for. I should not use the word, but it is said it is for the
For
labor
animals.
class. Corn is meant. It has very low energy, mental energy. Corn is meant for Shudras, basically laborers. Meant for physical energy. It's not meant for Brahminical thinking. But here everything is corn.
yeah, it is
Corn and soya.
Everything is corn.
Corn and soy.
Huh.
Because basically people are animalistic.
Yeah, everything is corn.
People are animalistic. What else?
It's the only example.
We can give. I did not want to scare people. So
That's
I reduced the list.
the first category point of like milk, ghee, butter.
You can say whole wheat.
So vegetables are something.
Whole wheat is there. Red rice is there. Then we have the fruits. See, among fruits, basically fruits which are seasonal from the local place, they are said to be good. But here there is no seasonal. Basically, it's apples. But remove the skin because they put that wax. Huh? Banana is also good, but here also they spray a lot. Bananas are okay. Don't take mangoes which come here. They are very bad. Yeah. And any fruit that you take, try to remove the skin. Because they spray so much to keep it. They add chemicals which makes it more juicy and sugary also.
Even if you wash it, it won't be.
Like apple, you have to remove the skin. Orange, other things comes off. What else? Strawberry. Strawberry, peel it. Tomato, by the way, tomato skin doesn't digest. Tomato skin stays in your stomach like Bhagavad Gita, as it is. I have seen once. We have the first dhauti. In yoga, we have dhauti, where you drink salt water and you vomit it out. You throw the cup. Early morning, you do it. So we had one first dhauti session 3 days after we had a feast in our temple. So in our temple feast, we know that we make paneer and tomato gravy. Super comes. So we made that, and then we had dhauti. And when I vomited, some red stuff came out. I was like scared. It's my stomach or something. Then he told me, "Oh, you are from ISKCON, right? You guys eat only tomato, totally tamasic." That he was telling me. That our professor, yoga professor, is telling me. See, tomato skin doesn't digest. This is not your stomach. This is your tomato skin, which you ate in your feast 2 days ago. I have seen also it when you throw it out of your belly, it comes out like as it is. Tomato skin never digests. So actually, it is you have to remove the tomato skin. And tomato seeds can cause these kidney stones and all that. All those things.
Tomato is
Tomato
soup like that.
Tomato soup. I mean, the flesh inside the tomato, that minus the seeds, is still okay. That is basically taste. Some hot soup just to But generally, in tomato is basically for taste. We should understand. It has no nutrients. Tomato skin doesn't digest. It is plastic.
Antioxidants, they say tomato has antioxidants.
To sell, you add all those properties. But in general, they are for taste. They are not in Ayurveda anyway. Tomato, cauliflower. Cauliflower is the worst food you can eat.
Really?
It has so many pesticides. Cauliflower, it has so many worms that actually come on cauliflower. Actually, to kill those worms, what they do now in the water that they nourish, they put that pesticide so that if that worm eats that cauliflower, it will die. It is so poisonous. If you Google the dirty dozen means those which There are maximum pesticides.
Or
Cauliflower is number one.
broccoli.
Broccoli not so much, but cauliflower. Cauliflower is worst. Peaches.
So what then?
Second worst.
Pav we eat only pav is bad than potato, cauliflower.
Yeah, that's why the food that and on top of it butter also.
Water.
So foods that we are eating are actually dumb, frankly
But this
speaking.
tasty, bro.
Huh? It's tasty. That's the thing. It's tasty, but it's not energetic. You know.
What do you make
So,
that? Cabbage, bro.
cabbage is still okay.
Because it has so many layers outside.
Yeah.
Not like cauliflower.
But the cauliflower they spray. I went to India I did a course in Aravade. In Aravade is Loknath Swami's birthplace. There it's a village, very beautiful. And I met a group of farmers. And they said the cauliflowers we grow, the cauliflower we grow we won't eat. Because you put so much pesticide.
Yeah. It's a general question, but I know you're talking two different things now. One is from sattvic point of view, these are the foods. The other
I
foods
never
are-
mentioned cauliflower.
No, the other foods you mentioned from a chemicals point of view. Now, are they coming at same category of sattvic nature and fertilizers?
See, anything we buy, first thing now, buy organic.
The reason is like like cauliflower. We can buy organic cauliflower.
Yes, you can buy.
So we can buy still comes
I'm
under-
talking about, see, cauliflower in one sense, the mental energy is low. You know, cauliflower and tomato, they were not, if you see in Puri Jagannath, they don't use tomatoes and cauliflower. Because these foods originated when in Trishanku Swarga, when Trishanku was hanging around, there were vegetables which were not common here. So they are from Trishanku. They are not actually Vedic.
Vishwamitra creation.
Yeah, created food. So they are secondary creation. So you can say GMO. Like that. So the general sharp, leafy vegetables that we use, those things are fine. And then spinach and all that. We get so many others. I forget that name.
Mustard greens.
Yeah, so
Green beans.
kale, all those,
Asparagus.
asparagus. They are all, generally they are all good.
How is this one for you? There's onion, no, not onion. The other one.
Radish.
No, green onions.
No,
No onion.
That is
No,
not
no.
Some people say that.
there is dill. There's
Sticks.
dill.
Right?
Dill you can make pakodas and all that. But pakoda again, we use ghee only. You have to invest. See, good food, good health, you have to invest. If you go for olive oil and this olive oil is again, it's a scam. I told you already.
It's not useful.
Olive oil is not bad, but the olive oil you get now
It's a scam.
is a scam.
It's come from Italy.
Everywhere you go, there is olive oil. I mean, come on. Like our Prafulla Prabhu was saying that in Pune, Joshi Vada Pav was considered authentic. Now, whichever stall you go, it's Joshi Vada Pav. So you don't know which is the original Joshi. So that's what is happening.
Oh, one more question. Like, some people, they are being vegetarian, they eat mushroom. So I said don't eat mushroom, but this is why. So, which category goes?
Mushroom is actually considered tamasic.
But is it meat or not? Is it
It
meat?
is not meat.
Oh, it's not meat. Okay.
It is like a fungi.
Fungi.
It's like a fungus.
वो बिलाड़ी का टॉप कैसे हुई ना?
It's like a fungus.
It's like वो छोटा.
It has its uses in the animal, the plant kingdom, but it's tamasic
It's tamasic.
comparatively. It's basically tasty. It has some nutrients, all that, but it's in a tamasic nutrient. It's like soya. So Atyahara, destroys bhakti, isn't it? Sadvir bhakti vinasyati. One should be very careful. So one needs to be very careful because food makes or breaks your health. Recommended foods. Okay, this is the sloka I was looking for. Godumashali, Yava, Shastika, Shogananam. Okay, in the sugar, the best sugar to use, Misri. Misri.
Curry.
Kadi sakar. Kadi sakar. Navanita, Siddha Mudun. So, honey, butter, milk, barley. Shastika Shobhananam, that is the red rice which grows in 60 days. Dried ginger, cucumber, 5 vegetables, mung beans, legumes, and rainwater. I don't know about rainwater. If you can collect water in the rain, excellent. But you cannot. But you see, there are so many patola, parwar, you know,
Rainwater.
fresh rainwater. It's considered very healthy.
So wheat matures within 60 days, bro?
No, not wheat. It talks about Shastika Shobhananam. There is a variety of rice which they grow in 60 days in India.
This
They grow.
what
It's
is
very
from
good.
where?
This is from Hatha Yoga Pradipika. But it's a very, the Hatha Yoga Pradipika has that sloka, Atyahara Prayasascha Prajalpo Niyama, same as Upadeshamrita. So Rupa Goswami took a lot from this book. It's a very powerful book actually. So, hmm? No, he took from this.
He referred.
Yogi should avoid foods that are reheated, heating the food again and again, especially microwave. That is too sour, hmm, too salty, oily. Oil should be avoided anyway, oily food. Too dry and too many vegetables. Okay, very good foods. Millets, bajra, ragi, sorghum, jowar. These are all very good. Jowar ki roti, bajre ki roti, ragi. You can make boiled ragi and you can put gur and you can have a nice drink. They do it in Pune temple every morning.
Huh? Millets? What is millets?
Millets means those, they are like, actually, before, it's not that everybody ate rice and chapati. Now that is the main thing. But people used to have millets. These are very easy to grow and these are very healthy. So you say bajra, ragi, sorghum, then jowar. These are all very very healthy. So millets are certain grains, you know, which grow fast, which are very healthy. So
What is sorghum and variety?
sorghum, that is the words I know, but actually, if I can just show you or Google, it's almost the same kind of millets, but these are very good. Almost this, they are almost the same family, like ragi and others. Yeah. But they are, if you can make chapati and other things, out of them or soups, so these are very good for health. Types of foods which are easy to cook with intelligence. Summer have foods that cool the body. For example, yogurt and all these things. In winter, foods that keep your body hot, like more soups or ginger and all these things.
How about things like chickpeas,
Chickpeas are healthy.
rajma,
Rajma is a little gas, but chickpeas are healthy. Yeah.
black beans?
Black beans are good. These are okay. Yeah, they're all good. But we don't use them very regularly. So recommended whole wheat, raw rice, unpolished, barley, milky. We have already talked about these. So today's agriculture is basically this. This is the food that you are getting. Isn't it? So we should be very careful. Outside masala, avoid it. Avoid silver coated sweets. If you are buying sweets from outside, don't buy outside sweets. But if you are buying silver coated sweets, means they use the skin of cows to do that. Chili and hot spices. Outside bread you should have, silver foil. Yeah. They beat it with cow skin to make it flat. The beating is with cow skin. White sugar and outside bread. Avoid bread as much as possible from outside because they put high sugar. Soybeans and red lentils are unofferable. Hmm?
Oh, red lentil.
Avoid too many vegetables in one dish. Masoor dal and urad dal are considered non-vegetarian. These consider the same amount of protein. So I try to make it as less. So masoor dal avoid completely. Urad dal we use for idli and noodle. So here and there, but masoor dal one should avoid completely.
No vegetarian?
Means they are same protein as meat in the purport. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita purport. Srila Prabhupada writes. So masoor dal we avoid completely. So digestion. Okay, quickly I will try to cover up digestion. Once you eat from one end of your stomach to another to come out from the other end, the food takes 16 hours. So if you eat late at night, so if you want to clear your stomach in the early morning, then you should finish your food by 5, 6. Don't eat very late because what happens is then the food goes very low. The more time the food stays in your belly, you should know your digestion rate. The more time the food stays, the more food becomes poisonous. It rots. So food takes. So if you have your major food, major lunch of the day by 2 p.m., then the next morning it clears. It is ready for so good breakfast, heavy lunch, then slowly taper out in the day. Might take good amount of water. So Sattva is characterized by lightness, hence a yogi should have a diet regulated in such a way that he feels light. One should regularly practice asana and pranayama. Seasonal kriyas means in the beginning of between two seasons when it begins to winter, we have too much cough and this and that. So drinking salt water and vomiting every morning, clean your mouth nicely. As I said, massage your tongue nicely. Just take 3 fingers, stick your tongue out, and nicely massage. All your cough will be out. This ensures proper upkeep of your system. Recommended food items: soups, very good. We hardly have soups. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Soups are very good because they are very good digestive. Khichdi with max. This is for like those who are. But one vegetable is the best. Chapati with one sabji. Sugar candy, kafanashaka. Dinacharya, daily. First one should brush because that actually actuates your stool also. When you brush and wash your mouth nicely. Pass stool, take bath, major meals. Sleep, one should sleep 6 hours properly. One should try to sleep early. Lack of sleep can result in loss of memory, brain damage, diabetes, mental weakness. And then if you don't sleep well, then you sleep during japa. Then your offenses, then your everything is gone. So regular practicals and regulated lifestyle according to an ashram. So with this I used to travel all over India. So I used to offer yoga classes, health seminars. We used to do cooking. My wife used to do cooking classes for the ladies. I mean, she still does. So, but we need like kitchen and all that. So she does. Uh, and we are planning to do. She's come out with a book, and we are almost done with that. So we are having about 300 dishes for cooking. So 300 sattvic dishes and individual counseling, food, astrology, yoga, all that. This was our counseling yoga course. So we have done a lot of seminars. Nicole and
The book is available or no? You said no, not available.
I have to check in. Maybe I have 1 or 2 copies. If it is there, I'll do it. Yeah.
Here or
This was the first book. Yeah, here. That got sold out. That was black and white. This was the second edition. Now I'm making the third edition. Yeah. Yogi is meditating on Radha.
So when you plan on getting new edition?
Yogis
New edition, I hope to have it by the next 3 months. It should be here.
so what are the things you're adding?
In the like as my experience goes and what people like in the earlier books. So I'm making Patanjali Yoga Sutra a separate book and diet a separate book. So this book will be exclusively on that. this is my DVD. This also I have just one copy.
You have a DVD copies?
DVD. Yeah. I have it on YouTube actually. Yeah.
Okay, maybe email.
Yeah, I will email you the link. Yeah. So our motto is Krishna Yoga, be fit to serve Krishna. This is my email. Hare Krishna.
Three Hari Bols to Hari